The need for justice and adequate compensation for the original inhabitants of Abuja, Nigeria's capital city, has again been placed on the front burner. This time, the cry is at a one-day national stakeholders dialogue for indigenous rights in Nigeria to mark the 2022 International Day of World Indigenous People. Executive Director, Resource Center for Human Rights and Civic Education, Dr. Ibrahim Zikirulahi, in his welcome address said, the Resource Center since last year has been at the fore advocating for the political, economic and cultural rights of the original inhabitants of the Federal Capital Territory. He also said the original inhabitants have sacrificed their lands and thus the need for adequate compensation.
Of the deprivation the people are subjected to for those who cannot connect to the stark realities of deprivation being suffered by the original inhabitants of FCT. A visit like this would expose the reality of communities without potable water, adequate water, potable water, sanitation and hygiene facilities, and dilapidated health and school facilities. The reality of the FCT OIs is worsened by the lack of robust representation in the core governance structures responsible for service delivery in our country. Unlike other Nigerians in various states who have the right to vote for a governor and a state house of assembly, the FCT original inhabitants do not have such right. It is worth noting that over time, the original inhabitants have done everything they could to highlight these obvious issues of discrimination and entrench injustices that the original inhabitants of the FCT face in the political system operating under the 1999 Constitution.
Director, Africa Office, MacArthur Foundation, Dr. Cole Shetima said, this dialogue is coming at the right time as all parts of the Federal Capital Territory need development and not just the city center.
The only difference between Rockview and Kwali is infrastructure. If we can make those infrastructure available in Kwali, Kwali will be as prosperous, will be as rich, Kwali will be as good as any part of Maitama itself. So even if we decide to say that this is the place that the Federal Capital Territory will be here, I think that the extension of the infrastructure into those communities is one of the things that we should all fight for to ensure that they also enjoy the same amenities, the same services that those of us or those of you, because I don't live in Abuja, those of you in Abuja are also enjoying as well. So,
for the traditional rulers and some original inhabitants, as well as stakeholders, this is the right time to compensate the original inhabitants of Abuja.
I just hope that the citizenry and the country system will do us just best to see that we are being given what is our right. We are not asking for too much. We are just saying that we should be treated like any other Nigerian. We should be treated. That is all what the Abuja indigenous people are asking for.
Nigerians have foresight, and that whenever we want to do something, we do it very well. The issue of Abuja is an issue of lack of gratitude to the indigenous tribes of Abuja by whoever comes to power.
The oppression and suppression and marginalization that we face in this country is so much that if we don't come together like this and speak with one voice and ascertain our position, it is very easy to shift you out of the way and take your land, take everything from you, and you begin to wander on the streets or stay under the bridge.
To relocate doesn't have the basic amenities that they are supposed to have. As a country, if we are asking people to relocate, then you should equally compensate them in the way they should be compensated. So what they are asking for is just their right to be treated like human beings, their right to have a state, their right to have a representative at the cabinet, at the executive cabinet of this country. So you can't have people for FCT and nobody speaking for them. You can't have a minister within the FCT that is not from them. And now their mayoral status that they were asking from the National Assembly was also rejected.
We have our cultural things going for us. But of course, our political situation is such a bad one that no Nigerian is even ready to listen. And our fear is that if you don't listen to these challenges today and get them resolved, tomorrow may likely be too late. And it will not speak well of the country called Nigeria or even the capital city called Abuja. So the indices are that you see yourself as a stateless person. That is one aspect. You are the only person today in Nigeria that do not have a state. Anywhere you are filling a column of your state of origin, you only write FCT. And you and me will tell me FCT for all. So is FCT a state? By definition of what the original concept is, it's not a state.
The United Nations International Day of World Indigenous People is observed on the 9th of August every year. Emmanuel Unu, News 24.